Welcome to our Healthy Home Show, Steve.
How's it going, Joe?
Hi, everyone. Good, really good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. We want to talk about a topic today that a lot of people are aware of is stress in life. Things that go wrong can set you off and get you so stressed that and wound up, and then it seems like when that happens, everything in your day goes bad. And so I've heard people say how bad stress is.
That's what I was just going to say. I've always been led to believe that stress is a negative thing. Avoid stress at all costs.
And that's true, except for your body. Let's talk about stress a little bit. What is stress? Stress is a mechanism within your body's nervous system. And when you get in a dangerous situation or a stressful situation, your body is sent signals to prepare it for that, either fight or flee.
Right.
And so, just like an animal, where its skin would go on its back, it prepares you. Stress makes it so that you're more focused. You can be more alert. And so these things are good things. And in some cases, Joe, a person could actually, it could save their life. The stress could actually empower them. People have heard about adrenaline.
Right. Mothers lifting cars off of their children.
So, I mean, it is a good thing. What's bad is when people take that mechanism that's good within us and they use it, and so now they're stressed about every little thing. They're stressed about things they're worrying about that they can't change.
Right.
And then they're stressed about things that they're about any little thing, and so all of a sudden a small thing becomes such a major thing, and your body can't handle that stress. Research has linked it to cancer, heart disease.
Right.
And think about it, stress increases your blood pressure.
Right.
What is that going to do to your heart if you're constantly under stress? Right. So we got to do things in life to break that, so we're not always so high stressed.
Absolutely. And your point is valid when you say people such as myself. I tend to think that I work better under stress. But as you said, it's that repetitive, it's that long-term stress. It's those folks who live from everything's a crisis. And it's from one crisis to the next crisis. And that's what, from what I understand now, that's the negative part of having these stresses, where these chemicals and these hormones and like you said, the high blood pressure, the sugars are constantly being released into your body. And Steve, you said something about cancer. And the studies have shown getting sick, when you're stressed, you're taking away from your natural defense, such as your immune system. Right. When your body is dealing with other things and dealing with these toxins, your body can't defend. I asked you the question today, when you're sick or when you catch a cold, when you catch the common flu, let's think about what else is going on in our lives. Are we fatigued? Are we losing sleep? Is there something causing stress?
Some people, Joe, have herpes virus, right, which is like the chickenpox virus that's inside many people. Stress will bring that out. They'll get a cold sore, right? And why did that happen? Well, if they looked back, maybe they didn't get enough rest. Maybe they missed a night's sleep. Maybe they were worried about something that caused them so much anxiety. That's
amazing that
that's
you made a link, because that virus is a nerve-related virus. And the stress hormones are released by nerve cells. So the two are tied. It's your body giving you a sign.
So I want to just say one thing. We can't, in a five-minute presentation here today, we really can't get into all the details, but it's at least a discussion for people to look into. One of the things I think would be, when you find yourself in a stressful situation that you don't want the stress, you got to learn how to shut it off. And that's what a lot of people have problems with. No problem turning it on. It's turning it off.
Right.
So we got a presentation to do, or we got to prepare for an event. So all of a sudden we get stressed. Well, that helps us to accomplish what we want to do. That's good.
Right.
But then after, or during, you need periods where you need to just relax. Well, how do you do that? One thing that they recommend is to do slow, deep breathing. Just take 5 minutes, sit in your chair. Some people call it meditation. I call it deep breathing. I take deep breaths, and you can actually lower your blood pressure. But when you're doing that and you're taking these deep, long breaths, you're also slowing down the adrenaline flow, the hormones that are going through your body. It slows the process down so that it now allows your heart to be calm. So it's people learning to know what their body can take and what they can't, and how to turn stress on if you need it, turn it off when you don't need it. So it's a job. It's a job.
Yeah. So I like that's a way of coping with it. Steve, is it true that in some cases maybe we're not even aware that we're under stress?
It's true. The experts are saying now that some stress doesn't even look like stress, because different people handle stress differently. Some people, it's analogy of driving a car. Some people handle stress by hitting the foot on the gas.
Right.
Some people handle stress by hitting the foot on the brake, which means that some actually hit both feet on the gas and the brake. But hitting the brake is like they withdraw. They have no emotion. They have no energy. So the stress has caused them totally to withdraw. So you would think, oh, they're not under stress at all. But what happened is the stress made them actually hit the brake.
Right.
Then other stress, they'll hit the gas, which means they just get aggravated and they'll build up tension. And then when hitting both the brake and the gas pedal, it's like you're withdrawn, you don't say anything, but deep down inside you're agitated. You just can't, and that's worse, because nobody sees it, and that's even worse.
So what you're saying is powerful, because if that's a reaction, in some cases you talked about how do we deal with stress, but we had a show recently about pharmaceutical drug abuse, and what I'm getting to is that it alters our behavior. So we think we're handling stress by drinking or by taking drugs or by doing things that we wouldn't normally do, getting depressed.
Right.
But we should look at the source of maybe what's causing that stress. Depression
will cause heavy stress, and the thing is, though, Joe, I'm not, as you know, I'm not one to take in. I'm not saying that some drugs, some people need them, and they're absolutely wonderful that we have them. But if we can learn what brings on and if we can learn how to control, some people just can't. The genetic makeups are different, and you'd say some people something wouldn't even bother them, and they have no issue, and then another person with a different genetic makeup, just something small can really affect them. So, learning your own body and working with the stress, but also, simple things like B vitamins. I remember a doctor of mine saying when I was younger, by the way, I think older people, wisdom is one of the strengths that an older person has, and older people many times have a better handle on stress than younger people. Sometimes I think younger people think that they can do anything and they don't need to calm down or whatever. But they did find out that when I was younger, I had a doctor say to me, instead of prescribing me medication, he said, Steve, when you come home from work, if you had B12 vitamin, B12, it helps. Your B vitamins help with that relieving of stress. It helps to relax. And so I said, oh, wow. So he prescribed to me 1 beer a night. And I thought, well, that was interesting, because beer
B12,
has B12 in it, and it's actually a stress reliever. Now, once you drink more than one, it could add to your stress, because now you're tired, or you drank too much, so the next day now I got more stress. But having a beer can actually, that B12 can actually help. So, All right, Joe. Well,
Yeah,
it's
and
another
I think
healthy home tip.
absolutely. And you're saying healthy home, healthy your home, your family life, work life, all
Well,
of that.
it's
plays a
so
role.
true. I mean, you can't have a healthy home if it's under so much stress that no family members can't enjoy each another. So that's why, like today, later on the radio show that we do, I'm going to be talking about, picnics. Sometimes people think you have to do a lot of stuff to break, the
Very,
stress, and sometimes it's just 15 minutes. Something so little bit of time can do so much good.
and that is so uplifting, Steve. That's a great idea. All right. Thank you for viewing, and we'll see you next time on Your Healthy Home Show.